You just presented in Methods and Madness on collaborative grant applications. And one really interesting thing that you talked about was workflow and how that was managed among partners. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I mentioned workflow in the context was it being a difficulty in managing collaborations, that it tends to happen that there are a couple of partners who do more heavy lifting than others, and certainly identifying what tasks need to be done and who is responsible for them, having a real flow chart managing jobs would have been a great idea. We didn't do it. The scope of our project was pretty limited. And we didn't do that kind of advanced planning, but I would do it in the future just to make sure that jobs are distributed fairly, and that expectations are clearly identified ahead of time and followed up with.
What was your favorite part about your collaborative project, about working with other groups?
I would say going through the branding process. As I said, in the small breakout group, we're 5 theaters in Ithaca. 3 of us had already been using the same designer with our materials. So, we sit down with Joe, and he knows us, we know him, we know his strengths, we know his challenges, we know how he does or doesn't communicate. It was just fun, and we were able to argue about our logo, and when our tagline came up, everybody was just, it was like it fell from heaven. One person said it, but the rest of us were just perfect,
So what was this tagline?
The tagline was "Play all day, plays all night." So we look at our county as being having a lot of attractors for people to go look at the gorgeous natural beauty, go visit the wineries, visit the campuses, Cornell and Ithaca. But we didn't have a conceit that they were coming to Tompkins County from 90 miles away to go see theater. So, but we saw our product, looking at a whole tourism mix as being the product that would require somebody to stay overnight, which was the ultimate goal of our funder. And the grant was to put heads in beds because it's a room tax associated with hotel stays. So, somebody...
And people spend more money when they stay overnight.
Definitely. Our tickets are, $30. Staying at the Hyatt is $150. So, who stands to benefit the most, obviously. So anyway, play all day, plays all night, and that really helped us organize the visuals into. The designer took a lot of our production photos from all different kinds of plays, and then he matched them with things people would do in the county. So maybe they're drinking wine at a winery, and then there's an on-stage, obviously perhaps period costume of people drinking wine on the set, So it was able to, you saw, okay, I go and do this, and then I go and do this. So it was just really simple, easy to articulate, and, again, it worked with what the funder was trying to accomplish and what we were trying to accomplish as individual organizations, and extending the marketing reach way beyond what any of us could do as individual organizations.
Great. And then last question, what was your favorite part about NAMP conference so far?
Well, it's great to be in Providence. I really love to be here. It feels like coming home in a lot of ways. And I look around, and unlike some other conferences, I don't know a lot of people here. So I'm really excited. Everyone I've met so far, just their specific, from theaters that I've heard of, or, I now get to meet these people, talk to them about their jobs, and create opportunities for my students. My students are theater arts management students, and they're required to do internships as part of their degree. So making those connections, I feel, and digging in and starting relationships here is going to be very valuable for me professionally. And I knew that going into it, but it's just, I feel like I just got here and I've already met a lot of people that I've exchanged information. So the networking, I think, is going to be my big takeaway.
Great. Thank you very much, Susie.